everyone, how's it going? My name is Shay and welcome to the channel. Today we've got some very exciting news from Planet Zoo. We have the announcement of the 1.3 update, which is including a whole bunch of new features to be added to our game completely free of charge. And this is also very exciting because, as you guys might know, every time they've dropped a major free update like this, paid DLC is very close around the corner, so who knows? I have no idea whether we're actually going to get a paid DLC, but I'm being pretty optimistic about this. I'm quite excited. This free update is going to be dropping on the 25th of August 2020, so in exactly a week's time. Now, we've got a bunch of new features and we're going to discuss them. I've only read this about 10 seconds ago, so I'm kind of going through this completely fresh. And there's a couple of features which I've just skimmed through that look really exciting, so let's get into it. Our first new feature is, of course, the animal color variation system, which, of course, we've already seen in the feature that they made a couple weeks ago. Now, this is, of course, the new system where animals will have multiple different colors and patterns, ranging from subtle variations between individuals all the way to major color changes and pattern changes. For example, now 6% of jaguars will be seen as black jaguars or black panthers. Birds and reptiles will be more likely to be albinos or leucistic, which is pretty cool. It's a bit more in line with nature. In nature, reptiles do have a higher diversity of physical differences from each other when it comes to albinism or color morphs. As you could probably see if you look up the ball python pet trade, there's so many different color morphs of ball pythons and stuff like that. Essentially, reptiles just tend to have a greater degree of variation. That ball python one might not be the best example actually, because that's human bred, but you get what I mean essentially. And of course, when it comes to the major color variations, things like llamas, our llamas, of course, in the game have been purely white, but in life they can be so many different colors, browns, blondes, even these coppery reddy colors. So we're going to have so many new colors for animals like the llama, and it's going to be really, really cool. And of course, this is linked to the genetic system within the game, so you will be able to breed animals to get other morphs, of course, which would be quite cool because, for example, if you have a melanistic parent and a normal parent and you breed them, you have a higher chance of getting a melanistic offspring, for example. So that is pretty cool. I think it'll be very, very interesting to see, and I'm just generally very excited for this. I think it'll bring so much more life to our zoos. Next up, we've got a more of a game mechanic that's been added, which is the animal food management page. So now we're going to have a new page in our zoo management overlay, which is going to show us the food management for the animals over the cost of a year. Over the length of a year. And it'll show us food costs, how many keepers are assigned to look after your animals, how much time has passed since your animals are fed, whether or not your animals are hungry, etc., etc. And it looks pretty cool. It's a relatively small change, but I think we'll add another layer of management, which will be quite fun. This is quite fun. Looks like we're going to get a new Sandbox map. If you do remember back in March, was it? Whenever we got the South America DLC, I think it was early April actually, we did get a Sandbox map with that DLC. This one's coming with the free update, and here's something very interesting. It says, in a location to be revealed soon, with new terrain textures, surroundings, and sky. That is quite fascinating, actually. I am very interested to see what they mean by new terrain textures. Could we be seeing something a little bit different from what we already have in terms of the biomes? And just to add on to that, something we're going to see in a little bit will kind of lend a bit more credence to the idea that we might be getting something a bit newer in the realm of biomes and ground textures. Next up, we also got a new time scenario in Estonia, of all places, which is very interesting. Do you think that could be a link to a potential DLC? Maybe, I don't know. Could be. Who knows? It's nice that they're bringing back a scenario, though. That'll be a lot of fun. Of course, scenarios are just generally quite fun. I do like them. This is a timed scenario, so we will be completing objectives against the clock and getting bronze, silver, and gold medals depending on how long it takes to finish the scenario. So this is a bit more similar to the challenge mode in Jurassic World Evolution, because that is also time-based. So I find that quite interesting and very cool. This is it does say it's unlike a career scenario, so I imagine there won't be like a voice acting and like a story element to it. This I imagine is more directly a challenge, kind of like the challenge mode or the franchise mode. Next up, we're getting vending machines, which is excellent. Vending machines have been sorely missing because in zoos you get vending machines everywhere. They're just a normal part of zoos, and they've been quite heavily requested, so we're getting them in Planet Zoo, which is excellent. One thing which is interesting to note is that they're not going to work like the vending machines in Planet Coaster. In Planet Coaster, they were a bit more like full shops where they'd have to be attached to a path, like a shop would be. But in Planet Zoo, they're going to be like a path extra, like a bench or a bin, so they can be just placed anywhere there is a path. So that's going to help tremendously. A new thing we're going to be getting as well is the staff management multi-select. So you can just select more than one staff member and train them or give them pay rises. So it'll be just a bit easier, it's one of those quality of life things. And speaking of quality of life, the next section is all about quality of life features that have been added. For example, we can now dismiss zoo alerts, which is great for Sandbox players. We have scenery light toggle, so this is actually going to be really, really useful, because right now in the game all the lights only turn on at night. Now if we can turn on or off the scenery lights at all time, means we can have lights indoors, for example, or underneath tunnels that light up during the day and light up those dark areas without it having to be nighttime. So that's pretty cool. And here's the last part which really excites me. More creativity. So we're getting new scenery as such, which is of course very great. New plants, new sapling trees, and 3 new paths, and a bunch of free rocks. Now, the quality of these items is probably going to be excellent, because remember when we got the free update alongside the South America DLC, and we got some really beautiful foliage there. Really amazing foliage that came with that, and the mossy rocks, oh excellent. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting something like that. Of course, to complement their new biome. I hope this isn't a typo. I mean, based off what we read earlier with the new ground terrain and stuff, or the new terrain textures, I'm thinking we might be getting a new biome, which is crazy. Because biomes are such a massive, integral part of Planet Zoo. We have, of course, grassland, tropical, desert, basically the 6 of them. The tundra, tiger, and of course the last one I've completely forgotten. Have I said all of them? I probably said all of them. It's fine. You know what I mean. But basically, the idea that we might be getting a new biome, that is pretty cool. So I am very, very excited for that. But that's it for today, guys. We have just about listed everything. Now, I might sound a bit too excited. That's because literally this came up on my phone. I ran upstairs to my microphone, had to talk about it because it looks amazing, and I'm so excited. There's even a picture on the website as well that shows one of the color variations of the saltwater crocodile, so I'll get that in the video as well. You will have seen it at the start, and I'll put it here at the end as well. But yeah, I am so excited. I hope you guys are too. I'm really thinking we're going to get DLC with this, and if we do, that's so soon. That's just a week away. I don't know if we will though, because they do tend to announce DLCs a bit earlier than this. So if we don't get one, I wouldn't be surprised, and we might get one like a week or 2 later. But fingers crossed, guys. I am honestly very excited and very hopeful. So let's see what's happening, Let's get excited again, because it has been a while without some content for Planet Zoo. And honestly, this is so welcome right now. It's going to be so refreshing having new stuff to do in the game, new scenarios, new color changes, new everything, basically. It's going to be very exciting. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I hope this was not too manic for you guys, because I was so excited. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. There will be another Planet Zoo video from me this week, of course. Just another Sanakov Land video. Not sure what that's going to be about yet, but, we'll see. And, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!